Hello traders, it's your boy Gift Ubakwe. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, well, this is Gift Ubakwe, and all I do on this channel is document my journey as a forex trader. So in this video, I just want to do a quick update and show you what I'm looking at. You know, today is Thursday. I was supposed to do this video yesterday, but I was too busy to do this. So what I want to start doing going forward is I would give you my view for the week on Saturday or a Sunday, and then on Wednesday I will do a midweek update showing you if I enter the trade, how the trade is playing out, and then and probably on Friday I'll do a recap of the week and show you if I'm still running in any position or not. So that's an idea I just thought about. I'm going to be doing that just to keep you updated, so you see if I'm taking trades in the week or if I'm not taking trades, if my analyses are playing out or not, if I'm taking losses. I just want to be a bit more transparent, and let's see how it goes. All right, so today in the beginning of the week I showed us 4 pairs I was looking at, but so far in the past few days the price has actually started doing some very interesting things, and my bias is sort of changing. So let's begin from what I'm looking at in NZDJPY. All right, what am I seeing here? So I can see that the price is actually looking like it wants to reverse upwards. So this is an impulse, and after this impulse we saw this correction up there. After the correction, guess what? We saw another impulsive move to the downside. Let me just quickly adjust this so I can show you clearly what I'm looking at. All right, so we saw another impulsive move downward. Now after that impulsive move, price did not give us a correction to show that the price still wants to go down. Instead price gave us an impulsive move again to the upside. So an impulse followed by an impulse, and now what are we seeing here? We are seeing the whole of this as a correction now, but inside this correction we still have an impulsive move downward. At this point, this bottom here, let me do this. Hold on a bit, guys. Let me show you what I'm looking at there. All right, so it looks to me that price is forming a potential double bottom right there, and a double bottom is a reversal sign. When you see a double bottom, it's more like the price is about to continue upward. Now either of these two things are going to happen. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. This is what I'm looking at right now. So it looks to me that price has broken out of this descending channel. Descending channels are reversal patterns. When you see a descending channel or a falling wedge, it tells you that price is about to reverse. So what I see here is price has broken out of this falling wedge or descending channel, as the case may be. The name doesn't really matter. It's just to understand what they mean and what they represent in the market. All right, so I see that this is a larger correction. The whole of this is a larger correction, and then price is showing us this is a larger correction, all of that to correct this impulsive move to the upside. Now after that correction, what can I see? I can see that price has formed a descending channel. When price forms a descending channel like this, approaching a double bottom or a double top, it's a reversal sign. So what are the two scenarios I'm expecting from price right now? I'm expecting that price will form a correction here, a larger correction that gives me a potential entry. If I see a correction like so, I would look for an entry to the upside. All right, if I see a correction like so, I will look for an entry. Let me just take away this box. I'll look for an entry to the upside. My stop loss could be a bit larger, but let's see. So price is looking like it wants to go up. I'll just pay attention to that. So this is on my watch list, and it's on my primary watch list because I always have primary and secondary. So primary list are the ones I'm really expecting to play out sooner, and the secondary list are the ones that might not necessarily play out immediately, or that is not exactly showing me a very correct setup. So I just put them there because they are also shaping up. All right, so this is what I'm looking at on NZDJPY. My bias is looking more like for a buy right now because of the move I'm seeing in the market, but there is really nothing happening here. I've really not seen anything that makes me excited to get in yet. I will allow that correction to to be more visible. So probably a move to the upside to form a second touch up there and then come down again. Then this is going to give me a confirmation like so. Then I'll probably look for an entry down here. I'll look for an entry down here if I see something like a descending channel forming inside of this correction. Then I'll look for an entry inside of that. Let me make this clearer. So this is what I'm talking about here. So if price does this, just give me a sec, guys. If price does this, moves upward and then moves downward impulsively, something like so, then I would look for an entry down here, because this will now complete this correction like so. All right, so I'll look for an entry down there, and then I'll take an entry like so. All right, that will be the plan. But if that doesn't happen, then I would wait for this correction. It then means this correction could be longer, or could extend a bit more. Then I'll wait for this correction to break out and give me a smaller flag correction up there, and this is where I'm looking for my entry. So you can see that there is really no haste in this. I need to really wait for any of the setup to play out, so I'm patiently waiting for that to happen. However, if that does not happen, what is likely going to happen? Let me show you the other thing that might happen here. The other thing that might happen is that this could expand. This could expand like so, and then this price could come down and come and test this bottom. So we could have like a wider correction like so, because I can still see, if I go to the daily time frame, I can still see that there is a bottom here that could get tested. All right, so there is a bottom here that could get tested. So price could do the same thing. That bottom right there, all right, could get tested. So price could still come all the way down there. So I'm not in a haste to get into any trade right now. I'm waiting for price to show me that this correction has ended and it's willing to start going to the upside. That's the only time I'm going to be looking for a trade. But for now, I'm happy to leave this like this. I'm just going to adjust this properly. This is what I'm seeing for now. So this is looking very good according to my plan. I'm just going to wait. And lest I forget, I've actually taken just one trade this week, and that trade was actually a loss. I took that trade. I'll show you the pair I took that trade on. Now let's just proceed with this so I don't make this video too long. Now what am I looking at on EURUSD? On EURUSD, we see an impulse on the daily time frame. We see an impulse from the daily time frame, an impulse downward, and now I see the whole of this as a correction to continue the move, probably downward. But this correction is looking more like the price is about to go up. Why do I say so? I say so because price is coming from a potential double bottom right here. You can see this is a potential double bottom price is coming from, and I see price coming to test this double top up there, all right, for another potential move, because after an impulse there must be a correction. So I'm waiting for price to give me an impulsive move. So if you go to the 4-hour time frame, you see that there was actually an entry there, but I didn't take it because it had not broken out of this. It had not broken out of this trend line. I wanted this entry to break out of this trend line, but it didn't break out of the trend line. And besides, the entry would have been too large. You know, it would have been around 50 what's it called now, 50 pips thereabout. All right, so I didn't take this entry, but if I had taken this entry, I'd probably be floating in a profit right now. So this is looking like it's going to play out. So what am I looking for right now? So I'm looking at waiting for price to give me a correction up there. If it doesn't happen, probably break out of this high there, break out and give me a correction like so. So this correction is going to be my entry, because I still believe this price is likely going to continue moving upward. All right, so that's the plan on Euro AUD. I'm still expecting price to go to the upside, and I need to tell you guys that the way price is moving now, you have to be patient. Don't rush into trades. This is the period where a lot of people are going to blow their account. A lot of people are going to feel their challenges because price is randomly moving to the up and to the downside. Right, it's not really forming any proper structure, and because I trade structures, I'm going to wait for the structure to complete before I get into a trade. Now, going to my secondary pairs, I have AUDJPY. I'm just going to run through this quickly. Now this is looking like there is a potential double bottom right there. You know, potential double bottom is like price has gotten to the double bottom. You know, just like the first one we looked at, NZDJPY, is looking like price is going to bounce off and form a correction to the upside. However, I'm going to wait for this correction to complete, just very similar to the first pair we looked at. So waiting for this correction to complete. If it doesn't give me an entry down here, I'll wait for, you know, a breakout of this correction and take a smaller correction up there, you know, something like so. and then I place my entry. I always use buy stop or sell stop, so in case price doesn't go in my direction, then I won't be triggered into the trade, and my target will be the top up there. All right, so that's the trade idea for this. But guess what, it can still happen the other way around. The price can actually do exactly what we talked about. It can still come to test this low down here. It can come test this low down here, so this will now become like a wider channel. All right, so price can do the same thing and come all the way down, you know, go up, come all the way down, and form probably a correction like so to give an entry. But I won't take this entry, I'll rather take the one that impulses and gives a correction like so. So this is where I'll probably be looking for an entry. All right, so this is what is likely going to play out on this pair. All right, this is what, forgive my drawing guys, it's going to get better. Just get the concept for now. All right, so yeah, this is another view to this, but for now I'm just going to leave it like so and wait for price to do its thing. There is no rush in the game, guys. I'm not desperate to give money to the market. I'm just waiting for the right setup before I take a trade. And then if we look at CAD CHF, what are we seeing here? My bias on CAD CHF remains the same. On the daily time frame, I can see a potential double bottom. All right, on the daily time frame, I can see a potential double bottom right there, and then I can see an impulse. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, I see an impulse to the upside. So what I'm waiting for right now is that price should break out of this. Price is already showing that it's about to move upward, but price can do whatever it cares to do. I don't care. I just wait for it to show me that it's ready to move in my predicted direction. All right, so this is what I'm expecting price to do: move up, give me a correction, and that's my entry. If that doesn't happen, no entry. All right, so let's move to the next pair, Euro USD. So I'm beginning to see a potential reversal on the USD pairs. I'm beginning to see a potential reversals after the drastic impulse to the downside. I'm beginning to see a potential reversal. So if I go to the daily time frame, I see this descending channel. So if I want to show you the bigger picture, it would be something like so. You know, this on the daily time frame would be like a falling wedge, something like so. All right, so how did I come up with this? It would be after this impulsive move to the upside, you know, the whole of this would now be seen as a correction. But don't forget, inside a correction there is still impulse and correction. All right, so that's one way to look at this. And if I'm looking at this way, then I'm seeing this as the bottom part of the entire move, which is forming a descending channel. And this is also going to show like a double bottom. So this is the double bottom that price is showing there. So price has approached this double bottom in a descending channel format, which is also a reversal pattern. All right, so that's what I've seen on the daily time frame. But if you come to the 4-hour now, we can see the price is giving us something very interesting. So price formed another descending channel right there. Price formed another descending channel right here. And after the descending channel, guess what? Price broke out of that descending channel impulsively. All right, there was an impulsive move, and it also took out this, you know, high and this high point there. It took out that point. Price broke that structure. So what it means to me is that price is probably ready to go to the upside, but I'm not getting any trade yet. The only way I can get a trade is if price does something like so, goes up, comes down again, and gives me a correction to the downside. Then that is probably going to be something to look out for. But I also won't even take that trade. I'll be waiting for price to do something better, which would be to impulse, break out of this, and give me a correction. That is where I'm going to be looking to take a trade. All right, that's going to be my play on Euro USD. So this is still a long time coming. I'm just going to wait. That's why it's in my secondary watch list, or in my secondary hot list or red list, as the case may be. So that's the view on Euro USD. It's a buy, but it still has some days or probably a week or so to go. Now let's look at AUD USD. What I'm looking at AUD USD is similar. I can see that this is a potential double bottom right here. This is a potential double bottom. All right, so if price breaks this double bottom, then price is probably going to keep going down, but so far it hasn't broken that. So let's look at what price is doing on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, I can see that price impulsed upward, so I could see this as a descending channel as well. I'll just frame this quickly so I can see this as a descending channel right there. If I frame this other part, or a falling wedge as the case may be. And now after that, what do we see? We see an impulse to the upside. We see an impulse to the upside, breaking that structure, breaking this structure right here. All right, breaking that structure. So that's like on the 4-hour time frame, price is looking like it wants to start a move to the upside. So what I'm expecting is, as I showed you on EURUSD, I'm expecting price to come up, give us a second touch up there, and then come down again, form like a correction, approach this bottom with a correction. You know, this shows me that okay, there's probably going to be an entry there, even though I don't take those entries anymore. You know, then let me just make this cleaner. All right, so let's say this correction, and then it completes this correction down there. So I'm waiting for price to impulse upward and give a correction. This would be a perfect entry. All right, this would be a perfect entry to the upside. So probably be looking for a long like so. All right, and then my target would be this top up here will be my target for an 8%. However, it depends on how this correction down here forms. Depends on how this correction down here forms. If it forms in a very enticing way, I'll probably take it, but this is my bias for AUD/USD. I'm expecting price to continue to the upside, but I need that formation to show that it's ready to commit. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for the remainder of this week. So we have today and tomorrow to go. If price gives me something interesting, I'm going to take a trade. If not, I'll just stick with one trade. I've taken just one trade for this week, and it didn't really go well. I took that trade on what's that pair now? Let me go to my watch list. I think I took that trade on CHF/JPY. Yes, I took that trade here. I was expecting a sell. This was how it shaped up. So I saw this at that point. I saw something like so, something like this, and then I took this trade. What was that entry? Something like so. All right, I took the trade, and this trade was lost because I entered with market execution. I felt like the trade was about to play out, so I entered with instant market execution right there. I think right at this candle. Let me show you that this candle here, yeah, that candle, if you can see where I marked that. All right, so that candle I extended, this particular candle, yeah, that's where I got into this trade. Let me just take that out. So I got into this trade right there, expecting the market to go up, but guess what? I think I got in with a 30 pips. I did something like that, and then the price of course went against me and I lost that trade. So now it's looking like the structure is expanding. That's why I said I'm going to wait for this to show me that it's willing to commit either to the upside or to the downside. There is no haste in this thing, because now, in as much as the other two JPY pairs I looked at looks like price is about to go to the upside, this is still looking like price is probably going to commit to the downside. You know, so there are two ways to look at CHF/JPY. Even though it's not on my watch list, there are two ways to look at this. So the first way is I can look at this as an impulse. All right, this as an impulse, and then the whole of this as a correction. However, I can look at this also as a correction that points to the upside. This can also be seen as a correction and then broken out, you can see. So the only thing is I can't see any double bottom here. I can't see any strong double bottom that I would say price has tested the double bottom. That's why I'm not looking at this. But this can also be argued to be a correction after breakout, and then price is probably going to tap up, come down, break out of this and keep going up. All right, so that's also a possibility. That's why my bias is somewhat changing on the JPY pairs is looking like this price might not be ready to go down, but then I'll wait for a confirmation. Whether it's going to the upside or to the downside, I'll be able to know what it's going to do, because it's going to show me a confirmation. Price doesn't just move. Price leaves, you know, leaves clues behind, you know, that it's about to move, you know. But my bias on this still looks like it's going to go down. But then it's not just about what you think. You want to follow what price is saying, because on AUDJPY it's looking like a buy, on NZDJPY it's looking like a buy. So I'm just going to stick with these two for now that are clearer, and see what price does. Right, so I'm going to leave it at this so the video is not too long. If you enjoyed this video, please do well to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and smash the notification bell so you get notified each time I drop valuable videos like this. And let me know if you like contents like this so I can keep them coming. Thank you once again for your time. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.